Welcome everyone to our talk about monitoring different applications with a central monitoring tool. My name is Jeroen. I'm CTO and I'm here with my colleague Rick van der Vaart, data analyst. We're from the company CoolProfs. I am going to talk a little bit more about CoolProfs, who we are, and eventually why did we choose Elastic to become our monitoring solution. Rick will then take the technical part and take you through what we do with Elastic. So CoolProfs started in 2000. We're roughly 75 employees. We're based near Amsterdam, and our main business is to develop business critical applications for enterprises. We do that with low code, model driven development, as we like to call it. Besides that, we also advise and help enterprises to become more efficient, reliable, and predictable with their low-code software development. So, and to actually do that, we needed to optimize that process. So we optimized all those steps. We're not going into detail into the software steps, but we are going to talk about the monitoring part, of course, because we needed a solution for that. We set up, of course, some requirements. We needed to monitor the platform itself. We needed to get those logs out of the platform. We wanted alerting capabilities to become proactive. Of course, we build applications, so we need performance monitoring. We need to know how well our applications are doing. And since we're developers, we love interfacing through APIs to send some custom logs as well. So why did we actually choose for Elastic? To be honest, we looked at a lot of different applications or solutions, and we started with Elastic. Mainly, we're a research and development team, and open source is actually definitely our best friend. No need to go through the company to find some budgets to test something out, but we could start with it straight away. So we downloaded it, we installed it locally, and we figured out that, well, within a month that we had all the technical requirements within Elastic to fit our solution. A few things that came later but are as valuable as those technical requirements, but or those PaaS offering, it actually helps us to support our customers with hosting their solutions. Scalability is of course very important. We're working with enterprises, so it can quickly become a lot of data, but we're not starting with a lot of data, so we want to grow with it, and that also means that we can start with a low cost. API capabilities, and eventually we really love the intuitive dashboard building within Elastic because it feels like how we actually develop our own applications, drag and drop. So that's it for me. Rick, the floor is yours. Please tell us how we use.
Thank you very much, Jeroen. Thank you. So yeah, that's a lot about why did we actually choose for Elastic. Let's now talk about how do we use Elastic. So as Jeroen mentioned, one of the requirements was to be able to load Outsystems logs into the monitoring platform. The first thing it was really quickly done, but then we found out about the new capabilities of Elastic. We quickly found out about the Roman APM capabilities and monitoring the data, monitoring the client experience. We found out about being able to query the database. We started installing the Elastic agent and getting metrics and logs from our infrastructure. And we started requesting data from APIs, for example, the Outsystems Technical Depth API or the Twitter API. So yeah, we got a lot of data. The next thing is to create dashboards, and we quickly found out that we got a lot of dashboards. So actually the users of Elastic found out that with those dashboards they really couldn't find the data they needed or the view they needed. So we needed a way to split all those dashboards into some groups. So we said, okay, let's create 3 groups. We have the development team, and they are really interested in the application logs and the user experience. We have the manager, who is also interested in the application logs and user experience, but also really interested into the technical depth and just want to see some reports. They don't want to dig through all the dashboards or the discovery through all the logs, and they just want some reports into the mail. We have the third team, the platform team. The platform team is actually responsible for the entire Outsystems platform. They need some more overview, but if needed, they need to get to the details. They have the same data, but just some different view on it. So as you can see, we have a lot of views, a lot of different perspectives on the data, and we got a lot of dashboards. With others dashboards, we got kind of an information overload. So the users of Elastic couldn't really find the information they needed anymore. And we quickly found out that we needed some kind of dashboards which would show the status in a glance and show you the details if you needed them. So we started developing the platform dashboards. The platform dashboards basically show you the status of the entire Outsystems platform. You can see it in the middle, it's a dashboard consisting of 4 areas, coloring green to red, with orange and yellow in between. And those colorings are being decided by the classification that we do in front. So we use machine learning and thresholds to classify the data, to check whether the data is normal compared to the past behavior, or whether there are some anomalies detected. In case that the data, or some anomalies are detected, a color on the dashboard changes its color and the users of Elastic get notified in the mail. So currently I'm going to show you a demo of those dashboards. I'm going to show you how do they work, how are all the components of Elastic combined together to give us eventually the status dashboard. Have fun.
Hi guys, thank you so much for joining today. I hope you're all having a blast. As said, I'm going to give you a demonstration of the platform dashboards. I'm going to show you how they work and also show you how to build them on your own. So as said, the platform dashboards show you the state of the entire Outsystems platform. They do that by using 4 areas. In this case, all colored green, but in case that our rules detect anything that's anomalous, for example, an error or an anomalous amount of logs that are being ingested into Elastic, any of these areas can change the color. It can change to yellow, to orange, to red. And once any of these areas have changed the color, we can click on it and drill down to get the details to know why did that area change the color. Before we're going to dive into how these dashboards work, we're going to look at the first, I believe, most important thing to do. The most important thing to do is make sure that all the fields that hold the same value have the exact same name. So in case we have a field which holds the environment, we need to make sure that the capitals or the spelling of the field is exactly the same. Because when we are drilling down on the dashboards, we are using filters which will be used all over the data sources. And in case that any of these fields have a different name, just a different capital, we won't be able to drill down on them. Well, you may ask, how can I make sure that all those fields are the same? Because some fields, some data sources, you're not allowed to change the fields. Well, you can use an ingest pipeline. By using an ingest pipeline, you can edit the processor, for example, the rename processor in this case, and we can say, okay, if a document of this source is coming into Elastic and it contains this field, I want to change its name. So let's say, for example, we have environment name. It's spelled correctly, environment underscore name. And in the rest of the document, we have it like with a capital, for example, just environment. We can change it over here, and each time a document is ingested into Elastic, Elastic will make sure that those fields are renamed. Okay. So once all of that's done, we can start with the detection of anomalies. And the first thing I want to show you is the anomaly detection. We made sure that the anomaly detection is working on all our Outsystems logs. And for example, over here, we can see an anomaly detection job on our error logs. We added these anomaly detections based on the type of log and also based on the environment that the log is coming from. What we did, we built a detector into it. We said, okay, in case there's a high count of logs coming in, we want to get a notification. And we want to partition this by the type of log that's coming in. So we ingest all the different types of logs into the same index. And by using a partition field, we can make sure that every type of log is handled on their own. As you can see in the graph over here, we have 2 orange dots. These dots represent an anomaly higher than, with a score higher than 50. So each time Elastic detects an anomaly, it will give a score to it and say, okay, on a scale of 1 to 100, how anomalous is this activity? You can hover over it and can say, okay, this anomaly has a score of 50, and in this case, this anomaly has a score. So once the data is classified by a machine learning job, we can build rules on top of it. You can say, for example, if an anomaly with a score higher than 50, for example, is detected, take this action. And that's exactly what we did. Let's head over to the rule part of Elastic, and we can see the rules that we defined. We have 3 different rules for each machine learning job. Please keep in mind that this is a demo environment. In the real environment, we have a lot more rules. But we have 3 different rules, which translate into 3 different colors on the platform team dashboard. So once an anomaly is detected, and we can say, okay, an anomaly with a score higher than, in this case, 50, take an action. In this case, the action that we took is index the document. This document will be indexed into our platform team index. That index will be used by the platform dashboard as well to look whether any anomalies have been detected and decide whether to change the color of an area. If you go a little bit further down, you can see the details of the document that's being ingested into the index. You can see the reason, you can see the score of the anomaly, you can see the environment, you can see the anomaly URL to get more details. But we also can see the monitor area. And if you go down a little bit further, we can see the monitor area subgroup. These are all related to the amount of new levels that you have in your platform team dashboards. So let's say, for example, we have 3 levels. Let's say, for example, you have 4 or 5 levels. You will need more fields to be able to filter on later on while drilling down on those details. We also add a bucket timestamp to be able to just show the anomalies that just occurred. So that's for the machine learning jobs. We also set some thresholds, just some static thresholds. For example, this one over here, maximum amount of errors in production. Let's open it and see the details of it. If we head over here, you can see, okay, we set a condition that we don't want any application to log more than 15 errors in the past 5 minutes. So if that occurs, please give a notification and show it on the platform team dashboard. And exactly the same action is taken. So a document will be indexed into our platform team index, and the dashboard will decide to color it an area based on that. So right now I'm going to show you how to actually change the color. And for that, we're going to ingest some documents into our index. These documents are sample errors, and they are ingested into one of our indexes that a rule is looking into. So let me start this request, and while you're going back to the rule, we should see some details. We should see some results. So let's head over here. You should see a graph appearing, and the graph is showing that our threshold is met by 1 or 2 applications. So the threshold is met, and an action will be taken, which is shown down here, is ingesting a document. So let's head over to the platform dashboards, and we should see an area changing its color. As you can see right now, the application area changed its color. So if you click on the area, you can drill down on it and see the details. Why did it change its color? Or where did it change its color? So in this case, the first level of details that you can see is the environment where did errors happen. You can see it happened in production. Okay, so in what application did it happen in production? So we click on it again, and we can see more details about the error. We can see, for example, where did the error occur, what application did the error occur, and what errors actually occurred. Did it affect our website, or did it affect the load times of our page? So in this case, luckily it didn't, but we can't invest those errors any further. So we can click on both visualization, click on the location. We can also click on a specific error. And once we click on that, we can see the logs in Discover, which is a final level of detail. And over here, we can investigate the specific logs that just occurred for that specific application. You can see the logs that we just ingested. This is an error for demo purposes. So how did we actually achieve that these areas change the color? Let's head over to one of the platform dashboards and see the areas again. And let's open it up. Let's edit the visualization. You can see the type of the visualization. In this case, it's a heat map. And you can see the scores that we give. So the severity which we transmit with the document. And each severity has its own color. 1 and 2 being green, 2 and 3 being yellow, and between 3 and 4 being orange. We define the metrics, which is the max dashboard severity. And we filter on both keywords that we transmit with the document. Well, that was about how these areas change the color. Let me show you how we get sent to the next detail dashboard. So let me cancel this and go into the settings of the visualization on the dashboard over here on top. We can click on manage drill downs and we can add drill downs to the dashboard. You can say, okay, once this visualization is clicked, do the next action. And in this case, the action is go to the URL. You can open it, you can see, okay, we named it see details. So once we click the visualization, send me to this URL. This URL is the next dashboard which shows the details of this specific area. So if you're going for the looks, this dashboard just isn't cutting it. This was our first revision of the dashboard, and we later on made the second one. This dashboard is based on top of Canvas, and what we do over here is create some images, and these images can change the color as well. So we use the image reveal part for that, and we have two images laying on top of each other. So we have a blue part and a red part. And once an anomaly is detected, one of these images will be shown. So basically, default, the blue one will be shown, and when an anomaly is detected, the red one will be shown. Let me demonstrate this as well. So we go back to our dev console, and we do the next request. We send, as you can see, a different type of document into it. So we can't give it as much colors as we had on the previous dashboard. You can just say, okay, blue or red, something's right or something's wrong. But that's just, yeah, it looks a little bit better. And we can get some more details in the same view. So let's refresh this data. And as you can see, the production part of the application is now changing its color. And you can use, again, a drill down to click on it and go to the next dashboard. And as you can see, we're now being sent to the detailed dashboard of the errors. And we just skip some steps. So now we don't have to click on the environment. We just get sent to the errors directly. And from here on, we can click on the details again. So we can click on an area and open the logs in the Discover again. So I hope you learned something today. This is basically how these two dashboards work. Hopefully you can rebuild them on your own if you want to. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me.
Welcome back. Hope you really enjoyed the demo. Yeah, the future. What are we going to do next? We started with Elastic 7. We're currently at 8.6. We're gaining a lot of new features, a lot of dashboard enhancements that we really love. I think our next focus is to help our customers with a better understanding of their entire transactions throughout multiple systems. So we started with Outsystems, with the application that we built, but we actually see now that their requirements are extending to the other solutions, to the other platforms that they have, and that we actually need to be able to start tracing in a distributed way. So distributed tracing is what we're focusing on next. We're doing that, of course, with Elastic. And so that's it. I hope you really enjoyed our little talk. If you have any questions, please feel free to send us an email. Our contact details are on the screen. And well, I really hope you enjoy the rest of ElasticCon. Thank you very much.
Bye.